Deputy Governor V. Inez Archibald has described the grand opening and expanded Clarence Thomas Limited as a family affair. The new location for Clarence Thomas Limited in Fish Bay, Tortola was officially opened in grand style on April 2, 2016. The Deputy Governor was speaking at the opening ceremony, which was attended by a number of government officials and representatives from the private sector.
So I am celebrating the Thomases this afternoon because they have dared to risk and to put down something out here, of which all of us, it doesn't matter who you are, where you have come from, those of us we embrace who have come to live among us, we are proud. Congratulations. So that's the first reason I'm celebrating. The second reason I'm celebrating is because this is a family affair. We know that families are under attack everywhere. We also know that families are the bedrock of society. But I know this family, and I can tell you there have been good reasons that we should not be standing here this afternoon. But they chose to go on through all the changing scenes of their lives. They decided that they were going to be a family, come what may, and a lot of stuff came. A lot of stuff came. But this is a family affair, beginning with Clarence, as he will call her Maybelle. Clarence and Maybelle. And then you have Michael and Neil and David and Jackie. It's a family affair. It's an example to those of us who are still striving to hold our families together and to hold our businesses together.
CTL is celebrating 49 years of service in 2016 since being established in 1967 here in the BVI, specializing in plumbing, retail, and maintenance, and today branded as CTL Home Center. Deputy Premier and Minister for Labor Dr. Kedrick Pickering applauded CTL for its high standard of customer service.
And I want to echo the sentiments about the service that you get when you come to Clarence Thomas Limited. It's a joy to shop in there. You could pull anybody aside and say, where to find such and such a screw? And if they don't know where to find it, they like jump on the phone and call somebody who knows where to find that screw. And so it gives you a sense of wanting to come back and shop here and know that you can pick up. I said to my wife the other day, we were just browsing in the store, it's so nice to just be able to just run down the road by Clarence Thomas and pick up so-and-so. You don't have to wait till you go to Puerto Rico or go to Miami or something like that to get such and such. Yeah, people look at the prices and they compare them, but when you have to ship and duty, it ain't no cheaper.
Also addressing the ceremony, Managing Director at Clarence Thomas Limited, Michael Thomas, gave detailed insight into CTL's 49-year journey and plans for future growth. For Michael, the new CTL store is a labor of love.
And I put a lot of time in on this project. Lots of sleepless nights, lots of obstacles that you probably would not even want to hear about at this stage that actually still continuing, but we're working through them. And I know they're actually going to work out, so I'm not even too worried about that. But as most everybody said, I think a lot of things here today. Mike talked a lot about the project where we were. George Turnbull, who even before I was even anywhere close to a design, I always said to George, I said, I'm going to build this building. When I build it, I said, you have to build this building for me. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We've taken a lot of measures to try and safeguard the property. We've used environmentally friendly sheet piling. And these are some things that a lot of people are probably not aware of. And where the building is concerned, I think we have, and a lot of this is done with me and Mike. And I'll call him Mike Charles Cooper because that's pretty much his nickname and what I know him as a kid growing up, right? Charles and I spent many, many years backward and forward. Linda would tell you this also. When they were living in the States and him studying, we were working on this project. I would take Mike, I would fly him pretty much anywhere I wanted to go to look at new products for this project. Even before we had a design, Mike, right? Am I correct? Even before we had a design, that's what Mike and I were doing. And I remember we were in Las Vegas, and we started looking at construction material. And Ronnie could attest to this because Ronnie spends a lot of time, and I really give him credit for that. He spends a lot of time researching, and a lot of the things that he says to me, I retain it. So we started looking for a product that we can use because we knew that the building was going to be extremely big, and we wanted to make sure that we had an efficient building that we could afford to run in spite of. And what we came up with is a foam-filled block wall that wrapped this entire structure, right? And I'll let you guys know this and understand this today. This building costs us less money to run than the building that we just moved out of. And that is the truth.
Michael Thomas boasted the involvement of local architect and contractor in the massive project. He proudly thanked the local architect Charles Cooper for his talent and patience, as well as local contractor George Turnbull, who he said had to build the modern structure.
And most of all, I must thank my friend, my buddy, the managing director of CTL, Michael Thomas, for giving me opportunity to perform for CTL in a manner like this. I'm proud that he chose me as his architect, and thank you. Thank you. When Michael called me about in 06, telling me that he want to build a new store. All happy and joy because he said, Mike, I think I can do a lot more for the people of the BVI, and I need a bigger store. So he said, basically, I don't have the property as yet, but I'm researching, but I know that I have a piece of land over in Fish Bay that could work. Might have to do some recommendation on it, but we can get it as big as we want. So from then, 06, the design process began until 012. And in between 06 and 012, every year we discard the previous year design. We would add, multiply, divide, but one equation was not in his. No, he don't subtract. He just keep adding. Till what you see here today.
That getting into the ground cutting foundation, I see signs of the footing and stuff like that, and when looking at the footings, people start criticizing and say, those guys don't know a thing what they're doing. They don't know a thing what they're doing. What are they doing? Digging up and filling in, digging up and filling in. Anyhow, we have reached to this stage, and I must say that you gotta give Michael and his family support for what we all have accomplished on this site. Michael is the type of guy who I would see certain things that need to be done, and I would say, Mike, I don't think we should do this. I think we should do so and so, and he'll come by and he'll call Cooper right away and say, Cooper, just got our idea. Let's work on it. And that's what we accomplished, because when we started out, the building was not like this, but if you walk around and you look, and Michael or some of the other guys could show you all the things that we have added to this building to make it a success.
And COO at CTL, David Thomas, who also delivered remarks, later presented awards to CTL's employees who served the company from 15 to 24 years. Alfred Anthony was named the most outstanding employee for 2015-2016 as CTL moves to reintroduce its annual Employee Awards Gala.
We plan to make this an annual award when we finally start getting back to our annual recognition ceremonies and everything else. So my brother, congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Quality management and performance consultant Dr. Michaela Theophilus, who conducted employee training sessions at Clarence Thomas Limited, said Michael Thomas received 100% support from all of his employees, a first in her line of business.
I conducted an internal survey when I was trying to assess the organization. And would you believe, I have been consulting for over 25 years. This is the first organization where 100% of the employees expressed they love their company and they love their leaders. That was fantastic. I have never received that type of results.
The recently completed 70,000 square foot retail food and beverage and office complex has been in operation since the soft opening in December of 2015. CTL plans to open a new cafe called Bell Cafe in May.